That's what I was going to
Yeah. You should tilt this down.
do. Okay.
So you can sit down.
Oh,
Yeah, why don't you grab a seat then?
American jobs are politics.
Hey guys. So, I have a special show for you tonight. This is one of a kind. I don't do lives very often, but when I do it with the Dallas Yang Gang.
What's up? Yeah. Dallas Yang Gang.
Yeah. So tomorrow, Andrew Yang is going to be in Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we need people to buy the rest of the tickets. We're 80 tickets away. 80 tickets
yes.
away.
I want to give some context here.
Okay.
Everybody is very familiar with Andrew Yang rallies. He's been having rallies all year, drawing thousands of people. That's a lot of fun. And so the campaign's gotten really good at rallies. This is something a little special. This is a grassroots fundraiser. It operates like a rally in that there's
they skipped the whole rally thing and they went right to the fundraiser.
Yeah, and so basically a grassroots fundraiser, it's just like a rally in size and excitement. Andrew's going to come speak. We're going to have some cool things on stage. But what makes it special is that by coming to the event, you're supporting the campaign. And so this is already the largest grassroots fundraiser this year. This is the biggest one already because we've had over 900 people buy tickets.
Yeah, they're the first to do this.
Well, not exactly.
That I know of.
What? No way.
Yeah,
No way.
this.
They had one in Atlanta. There's a Chicago one going on right now. But
was
it
a fundraiser though?
the grassroots fundraiser.
Oh, it was a fundraiser. Okay.
So you buy a ticket to get in rather than just showing up.
Oh, okay.
But this is already the largest one because we've already sold more tickets than any of the grassroots fundraisers they've done so far.
Alright.
It's Texas sized, y'all.
And just so you know too, Texas of course is a red state. And the surrounding states of Oklahoma and Arkansas are also Republican. So we have visitors coming from Arkansas and Oklahoma. So I mean,
Got people driving all the way from Tulsa.
3 to 4 hours, 6-hour drive from red Republican states.
And of
That's
course,
amazing.
we're reuniting the Texas Yang Gang. So Texas Yang Gang Unite. We got people coming from Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Tyler, El Paso. So this is really the chance. I see it not just a Texas rally, but more like a Southwest Yang Gang. Because we're bringing people from all over the region to
I'm
this.
from Arizona. It's not Southwest. It's South.
South. Unite the Southerners. And
South.
yeah, and so we are already breaking records, but we want to break that extra digit. We want to get 1,000 people, 1,000 ticket sales.
So think of this show as the telethon for selling the rest of the
80
tickets.
Yeah, now we could go beyond 1,000, which I'm actually hoping will happen as well. But we want to hit that 4 digits so we can certify that this is a 1,000+ event.
Yes.
And here's the thing, the press will be there, like they always are.
Yeah.
So the eyes are on Texas now. We can say that,
And
this is the
Beto's
largest.
out, so it's
Beto's
all
out,
us.
Paris is out.
It's all us.
And so we can say that this is the largest grassroots fundraiser
Did you
for the
invite
campaign. Beto himself.
Did you invite Beto?
Should've.
He's I mean, we sort of.
Well, watch out on Twitter tonight, actually. We're going to tease Cuban, who needs to come out. So watch our DFW for Yang Twitter.
Okay.
We're going to tease him, and then if people will retweet that, maybe he
Should
might.
I go in the morning and invite Patrick Bet-David to go to his office and give him a flyer?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why
Tell
not?
everyone. Because here's why the 1K is important.
Invite Jerry Jones,
Yeah. I know it feels like an arbitrary number of thousands.
Yes, we need you to tweet out these important Texas people
Yes.
to get them here tomorrow.
Let's get Willie Nelson over at it.
Yeah. Let's get Ted Cruz so he can finally take up the challenge.
Play
Freaking
some
Ted Cruz.
basketball.
Is he in Houston now?
I don't think there's there's a
Yeah,
Jonas
He can make it out. He can make it out this weekend. So here's the thing. The reason I care so much about the $1,000 figure, 1,000 ticket sales figure is, to us, it's already a big deal. It's the largest grassroots. But I want the media and the nation to see that 1,000 figure because they start to really pay attention when you say
Are
1,000.
you South? Well, we're gonna get the 80 tickets right now.
Yes.
So go to
DallasYangGang.com. We've made our homepage,
DallasYangGang.com.
landing page
Yes.
for tickets.
Come on, DallasYangGang.com. Get the tickets right now while we're
I'll be
talking
at
to
the
you.
door checking them, get the old Yang Gang chant going, get your little high vibe on.
Yeah.
We have the YouTubers coming out interviewing with people. This man will be out there, so you want to meet all the cool YouTubers?
I think
Hustle Film's gonna be there as well.
Isn't Pageant here? Didn't I hear Pageant was here? No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So
It'd be nice if he was.
but Yangstream will be here for sure.
That's right.
But it's his Yangstream parents are doing the Yangstream. And
Why his parents?
Because he couldn't make. He's in. No, he couldn't make it.
So do his parents
His
live in
parents
Italy?
live in the area.
Oh,
His parents.
I
The
didn't know that.
Yangstream guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
So-
I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
They should have, hooked up
Well,
with us earlier.
you could have hit us up like sooner.
Sorry, I will contact you or I'll see you tomorrow, Yang Streamers, and get you hooked up as best
Yeah.
I can. So,
So yeah, it's a really big deal. Also, one thing we haven't mentioned yet is that this event is happening at Gillies, Dallas. And Gillies, Dallas, the founder of Gillies is the inventor of the mechanical bull. Now there's multiple Gillies locations, but it's the same founder. And the mechanical bull, this is an authentic Texas experience. So we are going to get Andrew on that ball.
now, did you get a math cowboy hat for Andrew for
Oh, we
tomorrow?
haven't gotten them yet. If anyone lives in Dallas and is crafty and could bring a Dallas, like a math cowboy hat, then please bring
That'd be
one.
awesome. Maybe
Dang.
I'll have to reach out to a cowboy distributor tomorrow and be
Yeah,
like, can
just-
you embroider a math onto your cowboy hat real quick and we'll sell it?
Maybe someone could, yeah, if someone's crafty, please do that.
Okay.
But also, if you are coming out, bring your, if you have signs, please bring them. In fact, we want to like plaster them on the side of the wall next to the ball so that as he's riding it, as the press are getting their shots, we want, the background to say Google Andrew Yang, YouTube Andrew Yang, all those things. And we want, and obviously they have a lot of signs of their own,
Right.
but we think it would be really meaningful if in the background it was volunteer made, handmade stuff. Bring the jank, it doesn't matter if it's a really janky looking sign.
Oh, okay.
We want that, Yang Gang representation.
I mean, these right here are also homemade, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just let it
even,
go.
even I got one.
yeah. So, normally I would say he's honorary Dallas Yankee, but actually, he's part of the family.
Yeah,
He's a DFW.
Daniel filmed our
They-
very first event, and we knew even before we were the Dallas Yang Gang.
Yeah.
So-
They adopted me early on. They adopted me. So
Yeah.
now I'm Dallas. Arizona didn't do anything for me, so I'm just gonna be Dallas here.
Hey, man.
No offense, Arizona. I like your sweet tea, so.
Hey man, you can stay with us as long as you need.
We'll house you.
So how many tickets have we sold so far?
So that I know of, because the ticket count doesn't update in real time.
Oh, okay.
So as of about 6 o'clock this afternoon on Thursday, it was at 920. So surely it's up by now, but so that means we
So
have.
how do you check it if it's not real time?
Yeah, the campaign. I created the website and
Okay.
then I gave the campaign a backdoor.
Okay.
So every so often they'll manually go in there and update the count.
Okay. So we would have to wait for like a text message that hey, you reached 1,000.
Yeah.
So we're just confident that's gonna happen before tomorrow morning because we did this live stream.
Yeah, yeah. And if you see a random message hitting you up saying, well, why didn't you get your ticket? I will give an anecdote. I don't know, it's a very personal story. I don't know if I should say this, but I do want to encourage people to invite, if you're watching this and you've already bought a ticket, invite one more person.
Yeah, buy a ticket and just give it
Yes.
out.
Yes, that's like,
Like,
there's,
even buy a ticket and like go to the grocery
Yeah,
store.
buy a
and be
ticket,
Like,
buy a
hey,
ticket.
I have this free ticket for you, random person that
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you come tonight? And if they say no, go then you don't get this ticket, and then go to the next person.
yeah. I mean, funny story, like I don't want to get too personal with it, but I've been messaging different friends on Facebook to, join in. And I had a friend who I haven't talked to in a long time because, well, long story short, we haven't been on talking terms. But I told her, hey, Andrew Yang, this guy, Andrew Yang, he's coming to town. I don't know if you knew, but if you want to check him out, you can buy a ticket. And she was like, oh, I actually am already Yang Gang. Like, oh, did you know he was coming to Dallas? No, I didn't know. So you never know. Invite. Go on Facebook and invite your whole friends list.
That,
And
I think
that's
people
good.
are commenting, so
Yes.
if you can, here, I'm gonna go get my.
Can you see the comments?
No, I gotta get it on the other phone, so hold on.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
have to press anything.
So technologically advanced. There's a video on one and the comments. on the
Yeah,
other.
and I forgot to look on the comments here. So I'm bringing up the comments, guys, I'm sorry.
I'm always waiting to show off the fact that I got my
Yes.
fictional
Yeah,
slang.
we ordered ours at the same
Oh,
time, and he
somebody's-
has stuff. I don't have mine.
Yeah.
What's
Somebody was just saying, hey guys, just hopped on. Okay, so if you just hopped on, thank
Welcome.
you, welcome. And go buy a Dallas ticket. Even if you're not in Dallas, you can buy the ticket and then email it to somebody in Dallas. Or
Well,
just buy
what you
the
would
ticket.
do is you would buy the ticket, but you need to put the name, because I do want an actual 1,000 people to
Yeah.
show up. I mean, we do appreciate the ticket sale. So if you wanted to buy a ticket on behalf of someone, you can do that. You can put buy the ticket, and then in the notes say this ticket is for, and then the full name of who you want to receive.
Yeah, and you can
It
email
counts
that.
as a donation as well.
Yes.
So it
Well,
counts
they
as
can
one.
email it to whoever you want. So if you have.
Well, you have to have the notes in there saying who's receiving, because when
Well,
they check in, they're going to check the name.
Right, but if you email the ticket. and
Tickets
have
are
it with them,
$20.
then they'll see it.
201 Jackson.
It's still 20?
Yep.
Yes,
Wow.
that's funny. It was a really popular price point, so we just decided.
$20 to go see Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and there's also other cool stuff happening after the event itself. So
Yeah.
Now I want to talk to the bourgeoisie of Daniel's YouTube channel,
Yeah.
or at least the people who think that $20 is.
So $20 is at Gillies Southside Ballroom at Southside Lamar. So if you're not familiar with that area, just Google Gillies.
And then, but it's Dallas Yang Texas.
DallasYangGang.com. Yeah.
DallasYangGang.com, guys.
Yeah.
So-
So now,
Not
because this is going to be a large event, it's going to be rally size.
No problem.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because it's going to be rally size, the best way to guarantee
I'll
that
be checking
you
the ticket.
actually, the best way to make it guarantee that you actually get to meet him and talk to him and get him to sign something is to get a ticket to the Intimate Fundraiser,
DallasYangGang.com.
DallasYangGang.com.
Okay.
And if you get a ticket to the Intimate Fundraiser, which we also sell on DallasYangGang.com, if you get a ticket to that event, that'll allow you to meet him in person, have a private conversation, get to take a picture with him, get something signed, the whole shebang of being able to have quality time with Andrew. And so if you want to buy an Intimate Fundraiser ticket, then you can get that from the same website, DallasYangGang.com. The timeline is from 5 to 7 is the grassroots fundraiser. You can get it in there for $20. The Intimate Fundraiser is a bit more expensive. You'll see the price on the website. But that's immediately after, so from 7 to 9. And so what happens is if you buy the Intimate Fundraiser ticket, you get to go to the grassroots, be part of the crowd, watch Andrew ride the bull. And then immediately after that, we would circle back to the next room to join the Intimate Fundraiser.
So, anybody on here that wants to Venmo me money for the Intimate Fundraiser?
Oh, stop! Nope, stop.
Oh,
FEC violation.
what? No, it's not. I'm a nonprofit. I can do that. You can send me You can send me money through my Venmo
No,
for me
because-
to attend
well,
any event.
sorry, I hate to be the buzzkill. You're going to pay for the ticket to your personal money.
Yeah.
So that means that they're sending the money ultimately
To me, to
Okay,
invest
so you
in
can't- you
my
can't-
nonprofit. And
But
I can
you
use
can't
it,
pay
I can use it any way that I want is the point. So if you want to donate to my personal channel to help me do personal things, then you're more than welcome to. But to get a ticket, that's a whole separate thing. You go to their website and you donate through the official active link.
Someone says Andrew ain't gonna be in San Antonio.
Do you have
Well,
20/20 vision or something? 'Cause
I can
forgot
read
that.
everything. So as far as San Antonio, I don't know that, but there is a lot of San Antonio Yang Gang coming to the event tomorrow. So I don't know if he's coming or not. I can read the comment right there. Look at that little cell phone.
I'm just gonna say on the FEC thing, because again, you know what I've said off camera. But the rule is that
Sorry,
you can't. Again, I'm not trying to be busted because I want you to buy tickets and I want you to buy tickets for other people. It's just that you can't, because each ticket's a donation.
Yeah.
Then the letter of it is that you can't be compensated for your donation. So if someone were to give you money and you were to use that money, like if someone gave you money for the purpose of you getting a ticket and then you use that money to get a ticket, that would be an FNC violation. But if people gave you money for some other reason, like for business operations,
If you want to give me money so I can have a personal one-on-one.
No, stop. No, you're only screwing it up.
Just like this.
Just ignore
this
Hexel.
man needs money from tomorrow. If you would like to give him a donation.
No, if you want to support the channel, if you want to give money to support the channel, then you go to Patreon and you donate. I just want to make it very clear for any regulators out there watching this.
Okay.
No one is giving Daniel money to go to the event. Now, if you want to buy his ticket and put his name on the ticket, you can do that.
No, I bought a ticket already.
Okay, then don't.
But for the personal, do you mean like the bigger fundraiser? If you want to buy the $500 ticket for me?
Yes, if you want to buy the ticket for
send
him
it to me.
and send it to him, you can do that.
Okay.
Don't send him the money.
I'm glad we
send him
figured
the
that
ticket.
out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think the wording of the way you said it earlier could get us in
Okay.
trouble.
That's
I'm just watching out for us, I'm just.
I'm glad somebody's
Like, you can give him a ticket. You cannot give him money for a ticket.
You can just give me money to give me money. How about that?
I mean, yeah, gifts in general are still legal.
I just want to say, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody who asks, is Andrew going to come to my town or is Andrew going to come here? If you build it, he will come. So if you build like a fundraiser or, a rally, or you have like 1,000 people coming to an event, then he'll obviously come. But if you want to combine efforts in a big city like Dallas, then you need to come to a big city, or you need to go to Iowa or New Hampshire. Or
if you think about it logistically, Texas is not an early voting state. Now it's a Super Tuesday state and a very big Super Tuesday state, so it's still very important. But to Daniel's point, I think the biggest thing that Andrew gets from coming down here is not just the money, but also building up that supporter base. Because the way I've always theorized it is that the Yang Gang is just a small circle of the larger Yang circle. Like people who support Yang are going to vote for him, they want him to win. So if this is all the people who want to help him, the Yang Gang is just a small core of that, because the Yang Gang are people who actually go out, they canvass, they hold signs. And so the beautiful thing about events like this is it takes that inner Yang Gang circle and makes it larger, because it brings more of those Yang fans into that inner circle. Because I can already tell you that there's a lot of people who have never shown up for a Yang Gang hang, never shown up for a meetup, never come to a phone banking party, but they want to support Yang, and because of the reach, the marketing effort of this particular event, now there's a lot more people who are going to move from that outer circle into that inner circle. So again, to Daniel's point, if you start building the structure of your Yang Gang, where you start having meetups, regular socials, you have your social media, you start building out your local network, then I don't want to speak too much to the science of it, because obviously the campaign has to make their own decisions, right? But by building that network and building that structure, if there's if you make the case that, hey, we are, this is another hotspot of support, then maybe Andrew Yang would come to your town, because maybe it's not an early state, but it's a state that if he visits, he can grow his supporter base. And I think that's what's going to happen here in Texas.
You're just saying you're absolutely right.
Oh, thank you.
Good point. Good point, Hexel.
Good point.
Good job.
Awesome.
Okay.
So
So I did the original interview with you, Hexel,
Yes.
back in the day. I haven't really done an
We were
interview
so
You
young.
have not.
with Tony. I mean, I had you on a live stream before when I was in Texas, but to remind the people, because I don't even remember, what is your background, Hexel?
Like professionally
Yeah,
or
professionally.
ethnically? Oh, okay.
Ethnically.
I'm a Filipino American.
Okay, that's great.
Born in Dallas, Baylor University Medical Center, downtown, baby. That's Baylor in Dallas, not Baylor in Waco. I need to clarify that because people think I'm born in Waco whenever I say that. My background is I work in software, so I'm like a lot of the people in Yang, I work in tech. But beyond my professional career, I've spent a lot of time volunteering with nonprofits, especially in the Filipino American community. We have a very diverse diaspora here in DFW, so there's a lot of Filipinos, a lot of Vietnamese. And so just before I got involved in Yang Gang, I was involved in a human rights movement. There was an organization called Alaya in North Texas, which was advocating for labor trafficked Filipinos here in Garland, Texas. And so basically I've been involved in some form of volunteering.
So that was like human trafficking?
Yeah, human trafficking.
They were fighting
this is a
against it?
whole story. Long story short, most people think about human trafficking, they think about sex trafficking, but people are trafficked to be hotel workers, school teachers, any kind of labor where the demand of it is greater than the supply. And so you can import, cheap labor from another country. And they basically skirt like our border, well, they are barely legal, right? Where they still do like eco visas, but they really exploit the system to bring in cheap and exploited labor. So that's a whole story. We can go into long details about that.
And that's something, of course, Andrew will fix.
And then tie into what brought me into the Yang Gang, and we talked about this.
Didn't you like fall into it, honestly?
Yeah,
That's what you
was
told me.
I don't feel like this is politics.
Right.
Right? Like I know it's kind of ridiculous to say because I have the scarf, I have the hat, I have the shirt, I'm organizing all of this. But I still feel like this is an extension of humanitarian work, of philanthropic work, where when we go home tonight, we're going to drive past bridges and freeways, and under those bridges and freeways are going to be people living on the street. We're going to go back to homes where our neighbors are struggling to pay rent or their own situations. And so this is the first time I feel like getting involved means actually making a difference. And getting involved, even we're going to win, right? We're going all the way to White House. But in the unlikely scenario that we don't get to the White House, we've already made a big difference by pushing the message, by getting ideas out there, so that someone else can pick up that mantle, or it gets absorbed into contemporary thought.
Right.
So that's why I feel like, for me, it's not politics. It's just an extension of what I've always been doing, which is getting involved and doing things to help other people.
Well, it's fine, but
It's fine, whatever.
no. What I was also saying is you were just messaging about the watch party.
Oh.
And nobody really was stepping up to do the watch party.
So there's another story here about, and this is the message of this story.
It's a good story.
Is back when in April or early April, when
before the first debate.
Yeah, before the first debate, and then Andrew Yang had not even had his first CNN town hall appearance.
Right.
When they had announced that, I got on the Facebook group and I said, "Hey, is anyone organizing a watch party?" And no one answered. Right? It's kind of got that feeling that when you post something on social media and no one responds to it, you're like, "Oh, okay, this is dead," or no one cares about what I'm thinking. And so when I posted that question up there, is it going to be a watch party, and then no one said anything, I was like, okay, if just 2 people are interested in a watch party, I'll set one up. And 3 people responded. So I was like, okay, cool. That hits my minimum. I'll go ahead and reserve the room, create the Facebook event, blah, blah, blah. Let's get this up. And when I created the event, I got the venue, and once everything was set up, suddenly, people started responding. People started RSVPing, people asked where it was. Good friend Tony here said, "What do you need? I'll bring some supplies." And that very first Yang Gang event, we had 23 plus people show up.
I thought they were I thought they were all organized. I mean, I thought everybody knew everybody. we all met at the first time, right? Right?
So this is how I remember that day. It's
Uh-huh.
the first episode of the final season of Game of Thrones. That's actually when DFW4 Yang formed, like
Oh,
right
okay.
there,
Oh,
The
okay.
premiere of Game of Thrones.
the final season.
Now we have our Game of White House.
Okay.
What's funny is I don't remember the day exactly. I just know there's a video of
Yeah.
it and the events.
Yeah. Well, you can look on my list and see the actual day if you want. So.
Oh, okay. Someone asked about Kamala, and I have a general MO whenever someone drops out of the race. I mean, it happened when Beto dropped out, happened when Harris dropped out. It even happened when Kirsten and Gillibrand, because believe it or not, there was a Kirsten Gillibrand group.
Yeah.
They were not as big, but they existed. They had a leader and everything like that. So, whenever something like that happens, the day of, don't push Yang on them, right?
Okay.
I always make it a point to that whatever I say, I do make a point to say something, but I always make it a point to be very supportive. That's the time to say things that you appreciate and admire about the candidate and their campaign, making a nod to their family. For example, when Beto dropped out, we made a public post on DFW4Yang social media that said, the Yang Gang is eternally grateful to the O'Rourke family. We have a debt of gratitude because many of the people in the Yang Gang got their first exposure to canvassing, volunteering because of the Beto campaign. And so that's what we put out there. We didn't put on the day of, we didn't put out there, support Yang, check out yang2020.com, not on the day of. Now, in the weeks after, that's when we start, at least what I started doing, is not to start throwing like material at them, but to invite them to your events.
Right.
Because it's a soft sell, right? You're not trying to make them make a philosophical decision there on the spot, but you invite them to say, hey, we're having a coffee social, first cup of coffee's on me, come check us out, we're a fun group. And so by having, again, this actually speaks to your Yang Gang strategy of having those weekly meetups, having those socials, because it gives you that avenue to make a friendly gesture as opposed to all right, now that your dude's out, let me hit you over the head with, some talking points. Having that event that you're going to invite them to is very valuable because it makes it a soft intro. And that's what we've been doing with this Dallas Grassroots Fundraiser this Friday in Dallas, December 6th, tomorrow night. Since Harris dropped out recently, I actually messaged someone who was a staffer on that campaign. And I said, look, you seem like an honest, deliberate guy, the guy who does his homework. If you want to add some in-person interaction to your homework, Andrew Yang's coming to Dallas this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to check him out, if you're looking for someone to support, you can add this to your homework. So that's what I would suggest is a good way to round up those people who support a candidate who's dropped out. Don't hit them over the head, but have a Yang Gang structure
first.
Exactly.
Humanity first.
Yes.
It just goes with the rules. You're bummed if your guy leaves. People are sad. They invest all that time, they invest all that money, and they have their hopes up, and then next year they hear that announcement, so and so drops. It's not cool. It's like losing, somebody loses their job or they lose their home. It's like you don't want to say, hey, how's it feel? Don't be like that.
Yeah.
Just be positive reinforcement, things that they've done, and then everything's going to be all right. You want to give them a smooth landing. Be that person that said, hey, we're good.
On a somewhat of a tangent, if anyone's listening to this, on the topic of humanity first, but not necessarily Yang Gang, there's a great book called There Is No Good Card for This by Emily McDowell. If you've ever been curious about what to say to someone who's grieving or going through a hard loss or a hard time, there's a great book by Emily McDowell called There Is No Good Card for This. It's a very easy read, lots of pictures, lots of graphics. It's a good book to read about how to respond, what to say when someone's going through a hard time.
Here's Hexel giving out homework on my channel.
No, Tiger Mom, Tiger Dad, but Asian Tiger Dad.
That's been the great thing about this whole thing is that Andrew seems like a really easy sell, soft sell because there's not like a lot of convincing that you have to do because the pitch for me, like all since I found him, has really just been check him out. You know,
Yeah.
he has great things that he's running on, great things that he's saying, and just check him out, and inviting people to experience the game. You know.
Yeah, that's the one thing we always say. It's like, hey, we don't say vote for Andrew Yang, support Andrew Yang. We just say check them out. Here's some sources that you can YouTube Andrew Yang. Just look at it. You know, make a decision for yourself. I've never once told somebody to support Andrew Yang. Never once. I just said check him out. I think he makes sense. What are the issues that matter to you? Listen, give him the Andrew Yang answer, and that's it. I mean, your goal is to say get the person to commit to checking them out.
Yeah.
That's really the goal.
I've never done that either.
I would say I've done this support after, but only after like they've got so jazzed up that they're like, what do I need to do? Right? So if they're still in that mode of like, I'll think about it, right? Then I definitely don't like ram it down their throat. But if they're like, if they've got jazzed up, then I'm gonna harness that energy and say, come, join us.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say that I've never done that in person, but I've done it on Twitter and all of those kind of places. Like, just vote Andrew Yang, you know?
Yeah.
Well, Twitter's different. Twitter's a little bit different. I mean,
Online and whatever, just vote. Especially like somebody who's, just because your blog post stays forever. So
Does anyone want to ask us a question? You do that? Is that appropriate?
yeah,
You want to ask questions?
yeah, but
We're gonna sit silently while the buffer is a question.
no, I'm gonna think
Okay.
about questions, but I'm gonna talk to
Okay.
Tony here because Tony, OG Yang Gang, never really got to ask you what your background was, how you found Andrew, all that good stuff. So go for it.
Okay, well, my story is actually pretty cool. It's really a story of fate.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, okay. So, one of my best friends, his name's John Ball, like Ball Humbug. He decided to take a long sabbatical and to go travel in Southeast Asia for a year.
Okay.
I decide, hey, let me go visit you at one of these places. So I visited him in Thailand and Cambodia. So how he's doing his research is he's just watching a whole bunch of YouTube clips on where to go and what to do. So after visiting him on his trip, I get the travel bug, and I decide to find my next vacation spot. So I look at all these places and decide on, of all places, I decide on Taiwan because I'm Taiwanese American. So I want to go find my roots type of trip. So I'm looking through all these clips of what to do in Taiwan, and then the Joe Rogan clip pops up, and I'm like, I've heard of this guy before. He's the Asian guy running for president. I knew nothing about his policy or the freedom dividend, so I listened to him. That long 3-hour episode all the way through, and I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. So then I go down the Andrew Yang rabbit hole, and then I look for, and I'm like, I need to get involved. What's going on here? So Hexel posts the event. When he posts that event, I brought the little clipboard, and this is when Daniel's there. This is us not knowing what's going to happen from here. I'm thinking this is already set up, but as the dust clears and you just see who's left, it's like, oh, we're the cavalry. So that's pretty much what happened with how the DFW forms.
So did he just pop up on like your YouTube algorithms?
Popped up on the algorithm.
That's what happened to me too. It's like all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah,
who's this guy? Or
There's not
what's
many
this video?
opportunities to say thank you, YouTube.
Thank you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Changed my life. I listened. I actually, when after I listened to him, I was like, all right, he's an Asian guy. I don't want to vote for a guy because he's Asian, so I listen to all the candidates. I listen to all the candidates.
Was that an issue? Because for white guys, it's kind of like, oh, cool, diversity. I'm down.
Yeah, I've
And
never met someone who voted for him or is supporting him because he's Asian.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of people, and maybe most Asians, who are very appreciative and and it's definitely a very big cherry on top.
Right.
And if you talk to them, they'll definitely make the fact that he's Asian, an Asian American, a big talking point. But I don't think there's any person who supports him because he's Asian.
Right. I mean, even like
It's-
for me, it feels like a cherry on top because
Yeah.
you want to be diverse, and especially this election, you kind of want to have, they're looking at Cory Booker,
Right.
Kamala Harris, like that's the diversity candidate, and then they have nothing that they're running on, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
don't. But then when you look at Andrew, and he's Asian, and he has great policies, it's like the cherry on top of the cake
Yeah.
or whatever.
It's like when we find a life partner, like you marry someone, and then you talk day in and day out about how beautiful they are, but you don't stay with them just because they're beautiful, but you stay with them because they're a great person, they're smart, they're wonderful. And so it's the same way as Andrew. We talk about them being beautiful, but he's actually
Thanks, Christine.
Taiwan #1. Okay, I don't know. Are we alienating anyone by saying that?
I mean, you might be upsetting some mainland Chinese people.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know.
No offense to the mainland.
No man, no offense, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually have a cool story about that too, but we'll
So
talk about that.
I don't know that Taiwan is #1, but I do know that China is not #1. Hong Kong might
Be
be
careful.
might be,
It's a very sensitive subject.
but the whole mainline communist China, I don't think everybody is not down with the communism right now, especially people in Hong Kong.
Well, I can tell you when I was in Taiwan, like they were happy all that was going on. So all the protests and everything, because they saw it was slowing down production. Just when I was talking to Taiwan people.
They enjoy it. Still now production.
No,
Yeah. They want China to like.
they want people to be free,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It is weird that they're singing the national anthem and they're like looking to America as their example of freedom. I mean, obviously we think, home of the brave, land of the free, but
I think, was Andrew Yang the only person who, because we have a Cantonese person in our Yang gang, and, sorry, ignore that.
okay.
We have a Cantonese person in Yang, and was very happy when Andrew Yang acknowledged Hong Kong
Okay.
when he made his China response. Does anyone know if anybody else acknowledged Hong Kong during the last debate?
No,
I didn't notice. Did you notice?
I didn't notice.
No. As far as the last debate, no. The only person that did was the sitting president.
Didn't they specifically? Wasn't there a debate where they specifically were like, "Oh, you're Chinese descent, Andrew. What do you think of China?"
Was it 3 times they asked him?
or something like that. But that's I don't know how the appropriate way of doing that would be. Maybe ask Joe Biden first and then have Andrew follow up. I don't know, but it was kind of funny. But we just want Andrew to get substance questions, and the last debate
Yeah.
was
Well, that question of what are you going to tell
Putin.
Putin? Is there any productive? Well, actually, Andrew made a productive answer.
Yeah,
But that's not a question that generally invites productive
Right.
discussion.
And that's a fine question to ask, if it's the third or fourth question, but it's the first question after the book.
Was that his first question?
It was his first question.
Oh, wow.
They waited 32 minutes, and then they asked him that question, and he's like, I think that's why he made it a joke too. It's like, really, that's my question?
Yeah, it's like saying if you're having a forum on, say, I don't know. Never mind. I'm trying to make a good analogy.
So, the background to that too is that he doesn't have foreign policy as well as maybe some other candidates because he hasn't served the public or he's not a veteran. But, he knows foreign policy, I think, better than anybody because he said, he knows about technology and the biggest threats are cyber warfare. And for the future.
Is it cool if we switch gears a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a program you're following. But I just want to say.
This guy. Yeah.
I just
It's a 3-point plan. Go ahead.
So one of the things that I'm really happy about in this whole process is that in preparation for this event, we had one member of the campaign's advance team come to Dallas a couple of days early. And you know who this is if you've been following Yang Gang World a lot. Lacey Delane Hunt.
Which I've interviewed on my channel.
Yes. She's hails from Atlanta Yang Gang. So Atlanta Yang Gang, thank you
Hi, Lacey.
for your contribution to the world. And so she came here yesterday, and I mean, I think most people know her for something, which is either as Atlanta Yang Gang by PC, or as that woman who basically blasted her lungs out at
Yes.
all of the debates.
Which I didn't know that when I interviewed her right after that debate, or when I asked her. But I
She
do
was the
have-
one who started the second debate when you started hearing someone going.
But
That
I did
was
interview
powerful
her.
lungs.
I did interview her right after that debate.
And then also she and her friend Irene, they had, I don't remember whether it was the campaign who did it or was it a fan made thing, but there was like this Yang Gang, like a cartoon picture of them where they were posing in like Yang Gang swag. So if you know anything about Lacey DeLay Hunt, it's probably
Go ahead and answer.
okay.
Right on that. Ask her if she can
Hey
be a
Lacey,
speaker.
you want to talk about the event tomorrow?
This is a real call. This is
Okay. Is it something that we need to discuss privately? Because I'm currently on a live stream with Daniel Agazon.
Daniel.
Okay, all right. I'll call you in maybe 15 minutes. Is that
All
all
right.
right?
Go ahead.
We can go outside. and
Or-
me
we
and
can-
Tony
okay, there,
will
because they're
fill
just-
up the
Go
time.
ahead and take care of it, man. Sure. So,
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah, we don't worry about it. So yeah, this is what it's been like the whole time. Like we just got back from doing like a video shoot, and at the same time we're like texting volunteers, like in the background doing it. So this is truly grassroots. Like we all have like me and Hexel work a job. Like, we don't sit at home. Like we work and then do this on the side.
Yeah, no one pays me to do this. This show, you do. You help by donating,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm all funding this myself for the last 8 months, and this it's all because I'm inspired by Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
So
Let me see. I can tell you the rest of my Yang story. How about that?
okay, yeah.
So I'm going to Taiwan, and so the day of my layover is in San Fran. So once I land in San Fran, I realize there is a tropical storm in Taiwan, so it gets extended by 12 hours. So I get on Twitter, like, hey, San Fran Yang, what are you guys doing? They're like, get down to the hotel right now for the DNC summer convention. Now, if you don't know what that is, remember what that is, that's when Andrew Yang gave his awesome DNC summer speech, and then that's when you see a lot of dropouts, like Jay Inslee, you saw like Kristen Gillibrand drop out, like during that little
Wow.
split of time. So I get up there.
Did you ride the skateboard during that one?
No, this was like in August, like.
Yeah, but he met with Elon, I think, at that time.
Yes, this was around the time of the Elon Musk endorsement. So
So you went to that.
So I went to that, and I can tell you, like, so I get there. So if you haven't met the San Francisco Yang Gang, coolest people ever. Like, really, really cool. There's a photo where one guy posts, like, I remember volunteering and then seeing all the camera people around doing their chants, and it was very intimidating. So, I mean, when you see that, though, it's just like, oh. But we were literally like the second group of people, like the second largest group of supporters. Joe Biden wasn't there. That's when he was having all his gaffes. Tulsi Gabbard was
Not invited.
no, she was doing her military duties.
Oh,
She was
okay.
doing, so she wasn't there for that. So
I gotcha.
so yeah, and then so we start doing. So I get into the San Fran Yang Gang group photo, and then they start doing the chant. That's when I knew right there that the true impact of support for Andrew Yang was. When you hear them doing that chant, Andrew Yang, PowerPoint, like, there's that energy. It's just like, ooh, this is legit, like the realest. It's not fabricated. It's just like these are real true supporters that are excited.
So I often hear, people like Booker talk about how it's still early, or even Tulsi, how it's still early and they have plenty of time to still win the nomination. And I think if they could win the nomination at this point
So,
with less enthusiasm than Andrew has, then we can totally win it with the great enthusiasm that we have on the Yang game. Because we have more enthusiasm than anybody running right now. Even like Joe Biden, it's hard to find Joe Biden people that are excited about Joe half the time, honestly. Like when we went to Houston debate party, oh my gosh. The Houston debate party, there was no like Joe, I mean, there was like a small group of Joe supporters. It was ridiculous, and we were the biggest group. So if like Cory Booker and even like Amy Klobuchar are still excited about the chance of taking the nomination at this point because it's still early, then Andrew can definitely take it because he has more enthusiasm than any of those people, for sure.
So I can actually tell you what happens at the DNC convention. It's kind of pretty cool. So after they give the big speech in front of the DNC crowd, they go downstairs to another hallway, and it's full of different groups like Native Americans, Hispanic. And what they do is they do their stump speech. They have 7 minutes to do it. So you see each candidate like doing this little circle, making their rounds. And then so it's same thing over and over, tailoring it to each little group. And they're high-fiving each other. You know, it's kind of like, just the behind the scenes in the hallway. And the press is coming in, trying to get a few questions here and there. So what's cool about that situation is like I see Andrew Yang, I'm fanboy hard, like, oh my gosh, there he is. He turns around and says, what's up? So and then a whole bunch of people rush over with questions, but yeah, it's pretty much that's how it is back there.
So you've met Andrew Yang already?
Yeah, I've already met him. It's he's one of the coolest people. Like he is one of the coolest, most down to earth people you will ever meet. And like I've met Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, and Tom Steyer. So I mean, at the end, they're all walking around. It's not like they have big security around them or anything. It's like you do see like all of them.
Right. So have a Bernie sighting at this point?
This one I didn't see a Bernie sighting. I mean, I'm sure he was there because everyone was there at that one. But
I've only had one Bernie sighting so far, and that was, I mean, besides they all spoke in Nevada, and so I saw him on stage, but like. Bernie was at like a smaller venue that Andrew was at, that one that I saw, but anyway. So that's cool. So how's it going? Are we ready for tomorrow, Hexel?
We are ready.
ready?
Did we sell the 80 tickets?
Oh, I don't know. There was an update on that, but
Darn it.
So
We
that
don't
means
know.
We haven't sold the 80 tickets
Yeah,
yet.
we haven't sold the 80 tickets.
just
so keep
assume
going.
that we are waiting for you.
Yeah, we're waiting for
You
you, and we
to-
need to sell 80 tickets tonight before 6 a.m.
And if it goes over, it's even better.
Yes.
Yeah, because my theory has been that if we can sell 1,000 tickets before the event, then people who should show up, who bring a friend on the day, that'll be just cherries on top, right?
Yeah. Can people buy tickets at the?
Yeah, you can buy tickets afterwards.
Okay.
Imagine that wave they see in
Because
Texas.
I assume there's going to be lots of people that just show up and go, oh, I need to buy a ticket. Oh, okay. How do I do that? It's like,
Notice why,
yeah, it's like we've been trying to tell you for weeks now, but no problem. Here you go.
No, let me ask you, like, we didn't even buy any ads or anything like that. This has all been word of mouth, right?
Yeah, no, that's the
Social
interesting
media.
thing about this is that I don't know if it was supposed to be ads that we bought, but it was pure. I mean, there was definitely a text blast and an email blast from the campaign, but the biggest driver of it was social media. Yeah.
We didn't pay anything to any advertising.
Yeah. Now we did have some volunteers print. I don't know how many of the numbers came from the printed stuff that we hung around town.
Right.
Did you see that on Twitter? Someone had recorded a video. Apparently, someone had lined a wall with our posters.
What?
So it was
amazing.
Yeah, check it out. I retweeted it on the WFB Twitter.
Okay. Cool.
So we're almost at the hour.
Okay. So grassroots movement here, meaning the campaign did not pay for any advertising in Texas.
Actually, so let me so as far as the campaign, they pretty much what did they do to like or
This
let
is-
them know the roles of what happened with throwing the event, like between us
Oh.
and the event.
So who did what?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you think about it as two distinct teams, right? You have the Yang Gang and you have the campaign. And so the Yang Gang researched the venues, chose the they made it. We put forward our recommendation on the venue, and then they took it.
It'll be easier to just explain what the campaign did because basically the Yang Gang did
Oh.
everything.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
did the candidate?
So
what
the
did-
campaign,
said
they made the big decisions. I mean, obviously
Okay.
they brought Yang. They're bringing Yang here.
Uh-huh.
And they're paying for the venue and the event essentials.
Okay.
They
So
are
footing some bill.
putting the bill for the show. They are doing their program, although the program is fairly lightweight. It's going to be Andrew speaking, and then there's going to be a quarter of it is going to be the Yang Gang speaking.
We're gonna be on stage.
Yeah, and this is something that I actually pushed really hard for, was to have the Yang Gang have representation. Because if you compare the other, I mean, again, all the other grassroots fundraisers and rallies are great, they're a lot of fun. But at least my observation has been, there hasn't been a lot of pushing of Yang Gang events and Yang Gang information on the stage. Like, when's the next meetup, when's this and that.
Okay.
And so I made it a big point that we have 5 Yang Gangs in DFW.
Ooh.
Dallas, Fort Worth, Collin County, Denton, and UTV.
That's
We're about to
a lot.
have a couple more. We're going to be reaching out to SMU, and we have someone ready to start
Arlington.
aka Mid Cities Yang Gangs. We're
Yeah,
talking about it.
and I'm gonna start the Louisville apparently.
So we're about, even in just this metroplex, we're about to grow the number of Yang Gangs. And the number one thing I want to answer for people when they're there is, what do I do next? Right? What's the events happen next? How do I get involved? It's very important to me that we communicate that to everybody who's there.
Right.
So yeah, that's gonna be something new that's happening.
Yeah, like who wants to knock on doors with us? You know, like that's gonna happen. Like make those appearances, really talk to voters. I mean, that's what we're pushing. It's a grassroots event, so what we're gonna do, push grassroots techniques and tactics.
So what other states are struggling with is getting Andrew on the ballot. So how is that going on in Texas?
I wish I had a good answer to that. I can say that the campaign's not particularly worried about Texas. I don't remember why. It's not a big push right now
Okay.
for Texas.
Well, it's not. So with Texas,
You
they
know
haven't
why we're
announced.
not doing
They haven't announced it yet as to when we can start collecting signatures. Because once they announce, because if you notice, no other candidate has announced getting on the ballot. So that's kind of the issue with Texas. But I do have something nice to say though. So Andrew Yang made the Democrats abroad ballot.
Oh yeah!
That was amazing. So
Okay.
I went to Taiwan. I met with the Taipei Yang Gang.
Wow.
The Taipei Yang. So if you don't know who the Taipei Yang is, there is a picture of Peter Wong with Andrew Yang's dad holding the book of the Raw Normal People.
Wow.
So yeah, I met Peter Wong and
So just to clarify, so these are Americans in Taiwan
yeah,
that are going to be
Expats.
able to vote for Andrew Yang from Taiwan.
yes, they will be able to vote for him. And how it works is the expat, the Democrats abroad, they send about I believe 12 delegates.
So is this for every country though? If you're
Yeah.
abroad?
It's
So
all
nerds-
combined in one.
So Nerds for Yang can vote for Andrew then.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
You can do it, Tom.
Do it,
Count
Tom.
on you.
But I mean, it's like, what's funny is that when I met Andrew Yang in the hallway in San Fran, I also met John Eastwood from Democrats Abroad and had scheduled a dinner with him while he went back to Taiwan. Got Peter Wong and John Eastwood to start talking about how to throw a fundraiser without breaking the campaign finance laws. And guess what happened? So there is actually a Q&A Andrew will be having with Taiwan. It'll be Taiwan time, so around 10 p.m. Taiwan time. I don't know when that is, but that's just something that circulated on my trip back. And then the Democrats Abroad ballot was actually pushed when I got back as well, and to see that he made it, I mean, that's hard. The demographic, I mean, because the reason why that's hard is because you can't just knock on someone's door abroad. You have to like just email blast. So that's kind of why that's a small accomplishment, but a big accomplishment, accomplishment at the same time.
Well, yeah, because it's worldwide. I mean, that's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of expats out there. I mean, we don't even think about how many people are outside the United States but are going to vote in this election, or but are living in other countries for, you know, a limited time, I assume, or, you know, for work, like the Google guy. Or, can I say that, Tom? Sorry. But the Nerds for Yang guy, he, you know, he's there for work, and he has to be there for work for years, but he's an American, obviously, and he comes back to California to meet with executives, but, you know, that's all over the world. There's probably, you know, I dare say millions of people around the world that want to vote.
That's a good question. I don't know. You know what the numbers are? For what?
I mean, expats
well,
I'm gonna go with millions.
I mean, yeah, I don't know the exact. I just know the delegate count. It's about between 12 and 14. And the thing is, though, it doesn't
probably 14 what?
delegates. So
Oh,
that's, yeah, for that. So the thing about that is, it's a low effort. They don't ask for much. They ask for like a quick video. What I was told was when I was talking to Johnny Wood about it, he said, yeah, like during 2016, like Bernie took it seriously and went out and just sent a quick recording, and then the Hillary campaign sort of didn't take that seriously. So that's kind of where I came. I was like, you know what? I mean, it's a low effort bit. Me coming out there gets us a vote, a couple of votes from Taiwan. I mean, that's I mean, I was going there anyways. I didn't plan it, like, that's why I say the fake thing happens. Like,
Right.
I was going to Taiwan anyways and decided
But
to
you made it happen.
make some Yang stuff happen. Like,
So
just saying, it's all fake.
yeah. So I don't know what was involved with that, but I assume people from other countries besides Taiwan had to get involved too, right?
I mean, really, it's just what Taiwan did, and just me going out there to say, hey, this is what we're doing back in the States. And then I'm pretty sure they're phone banking too at weird hours. I mean, because we asked, because we wanted to make sure that they could, what rules that they could operate with to help the campaign. So, and you know, they don't have a person in the U.S. to really tell them how to connect and what to do. So the good thing is, though, is like, so Taiwan was able to get on board with it and then have their own fundraiser. That's just what happened out of that whole deal. They have their own, like, and it's not uncommon for these guys to have like a fundraiser like that, but for them to do it, I mean.
Well, I mean, this campaign is so unique just because like the Asian community is very diverse, and I never, you know, as just some white guy from Arizona, didn't realize, you know, how diverse, you know, it was. My first experience probably was when I went to Nevada, and he spoke at and I don't know the initials, but it starts with an API.
Because AAPI is Asian American Pacific Islander. It's a standard acronym.
See, Pacific Islander, that I never was like, you know, putting them in the category of Asians, because I was like, they're, you know, original Americans, because you know, Hawaii, right, is Pacific Islander. I'm like, they're the original Americans. They're not like, I don't associate them with the Asian community, you know.
It's because you're supposed to call it like call it the APAC region, so it's Asian Pacific region. So yeah.
But that's why I say it's so diverse. So that there, at this point, you know, people are showing up for Andrew, and the relationships too that I've gotten to have, you know, were the ones with the you know, very diverse people. It has been awesome. But anyway.
Yeah, I like to plug Daniel as much as I can. I mean,
thanks, man.
I mean, come on now. It's like you interview like so many people, and it's insane. Like, just like, hey, you're interviewing. I mean, that's pretty much how. If there was like a textbook on how to do it, like that's a good way to start. Approach. I remember we were doing that video, the different approaches. So that's a good approach.
Yeah, I do what I can, but right now I am way backed up on video, so that's why I love just doing the live stream right now because I don't have to go back and edit this and try to push it out. So it's gonna be like so after the fact that I have like video that I'm like, here's Vegas of 2 months ago, or whatever it is. And I have an interview with a guy when I went to Atlanta, Georgia, which I don't think is a very good interview, but that's coming out here soon. And so yeah, just oh my gosh, big things are coming in December, so I'm gonna probably get some editing help in December, but it's a little too soon to go into detail for that, but
All right. Well,
we're gonna wrap it up because these guys have to
Gotta work.
and tomorrow's the big day. But we do need you. If you're seeing this video after the fact, because I don't think there's too many people on this live right now, but thousands of people will probably watch it after the fact because that's how it usually works for my videos. But if you're watching this video and it's before the rally, which is Friday the 6th, which to us is tomorrow. If it's before the rally, buy an extra ticket. Email it to somebody in Texas, or buy an extra ticket just because you want to help out the Dallas Yang Gang.
We want 1,000 people.
We want 1,000 people.
Get the ticket and then tell your aunt or whoever in Dallas.
We need a yang of people.
Yeah.
We need a yang of people.
So,
That's right.
I'm saying
A yang for yang.
You can buy a ticket and email it to somebody in Texas. You can buy a ticket for the big fundraiser and email it to me. We've decided
that's fine. You can do that.
We decided that's the appropriate thing to say.
Someone with a
at least $500
to get him into the intimate fundraiser.
Just so you know, too, it's like we bought our tickets. Bought our tickets and we bought tickets for the fundraiser as well. So it's not like we're getting a freebie. We're working and we're donating at the same time just to support the cause. Just so you know that.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a freebie out of this.
We're all volunteers here.
So
we're all grassroots volunteers here. So
we get a yang for yang. Gotta do it.
Yang for yang.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us tonight. Go Yang Gang. Thank you, beautiful people, and we'll talk to you on the next video. We'll see you in Dallas tomorrow.
Oh, how do people buy tickets? DallasYangGang.com.
Yes.
DallasYangGang.com. Click the ticket button, and then also if you want to volunteer, again, you still have to get your ticket, but if you want to volunteer and be part of it, fill out that volunteer form on Dallas Yang Gang.
Yeah, I'll also be checking tickets. So if you want to work with me while we're checking tickets, volunteer and be a ticket checker.
Yeah. Have I mentioned DallasYangGang.com?
Yes, DallasYangGang.com.
You live in Maine.
I will try to put.
No, not Maine. MA, Massachusetts. Wait,
Massachusetts.
isn't MA? Oh no, Maine. No wait.
No, that's
Maine is.
Massachusetts. It should be.
Massachusetts. Oh,
And so you can buy a ticket and email it to someone in Texas.
Wait,
you
now
gotta put their
is
name on it.
MA? Am I failing my states?
It's Massachusetts, dude.
It's MA, Massachusetts.
Unless it's a county in Texas.
Wait, but-
Wait.
Is MA, Massachusetts or Maine?
So then what's if MA is Massachusetts? What's Maine?
Amen.
Am I?
MB.
Massachusetts. Okay, Massachusetts.
Okay.
So Boston Yang Gang in Massachusetts. And remember, for Boston people, December the 16th is Boston Tea Party Day, and we want to have I'm going to start putting out information for a big money bomb on Massachusetts Tea Party Day, because they did that for Ron Paul. I want to do it for Andrew Yang. So that would be, I'm going to send out, meetings and things next week for that. So anyway, okay, we got to go, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. Gang Gang all the way, and thank you, beautiful people, and we'll talk to you later. Good night.
Yeah, yeah.